Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we are going to have some fun playing Magic, and today we're playing Gary's Knights. So, mono black Knight deck, which we've kind of seen before. It's really good. I was actually debating and throwing in like Lucky Clover or whatever, which is really good because we have a lot of adventure things in this deck, but really what we're trying to do is play that side of it as well as throwing Gary into the mix as well, which adds a few really good key factors. Curry Favor, which is the same basic thing for 1 mana. For each knight that you control, opponent loses X life and you gain X life, which is sweet. Gary, same type of thing, except it's based off devotion, which is going to be a bigger hit most often. And it's also a little bit more stable. Like, you only need 2 or 3 things on the battlefield to make this still be a big hit against the opponent. And the life swing is the main reason why this is working well. Mono red is huge in the format right now in standard. And this deck actually poses a pretty good threat against it. I would say it's not necessarily going to win every game, but we have enough life gain, we have enough interaction, we have enough also aggro in this deck, enough early game starts here that we can kind of race mono red, and it's because we have these massive life swings with Smitten Swordmaster and Gary, or Gray Merchant of Asphodel, which everyone calls Gary, which is super fun. Everything else in the deck, we have some Elemental Knights, a Cavalier of Night. I initially only had like 1 copy of this and 4 copies of Gary, but I decided to go up to 2. I really want the Gary, but it's more of like, he's kind of our finisher. If we get 2 in a game, that's great, but I'm not really ever wanting more than that, because we want to have a lot of early game stuff. We're only running 23 lands, so we're going to be starting off with our Knight of the Ebon Legion, Falmire Knight, so we can draw some cards, get some Death Touch on the battlefield, stops the Stompy decks. Smitten Swordmaster, again, this is really important, but it's one of those cards you want to top deck like turn 4, basically, and be able to Curry Favor, do the damage what we need to. Order of Midnight's great, gets our stuff back from the graveyard. If we need to have another Gary, that's the way we can do it. Black Lance Paragon, basically a removal spell in this deck that also adds 3 power against more control decks, but it can flash in, gives itself Death Touch and Lifelink. You gain 3 and deal damage, and you kill whatever swung in. So a really good removal spell just in that. You can also target any other knight and give it Death Touch and Lifelink. So sometimes if you just need a big swing, you can, pump Knight of the Ebon Legion, and if you have 2 extra mana left over, get a bunch of life gain from it as well. So really cool stuff you can do there. Midnight Reaper, our basic card draw. The damage that you take from the card draw with this is painful. Same with Falmire Knight. And so I decided to go ahead and add 2 Icons of Ancestry. I didn't have it in my initial build, and that's where I actually dropped 1 Gray Merchant for this, and I think it was 1 Oathsworn Knight, which Oathsworn Knight is amazing. I think it's underplayed. The issue here is that it attacks each combat if able, so it only fits into so many builds. But if it answers with 4 counters onto it, if it would be dealt damage, you just remove 1 counter and prevent that damage from it. So there are some things that do a lot of damage to this. Like, there's a lot of just like every time a damage is dealt to it, if they block with multiple creatures, whatever, each one of those causes a counter to be removed from it. So it does have some drawbacks as well, but sometimes playing this on turn 3, especially if you're on the draw and you're kind of playing a little bit slower, it comes out as a 4/4 big blocker that's not going to die. It's basically an indestructible 4/4 blocker, and that 1 turn changes the game so much. It's actually amazing how much it sets up the rest of the game. And so Oathsworn Knight, I think, is definitely worthwhile in the slot. It adds a lot to it, and then having the pressure of it swinging in each turn, they're not really able to block it. Usually it's not worth blocking because you're not going to make a trade. 4 power, 4 toughness kills a lot of things. It gets through a lot of things, and so it's actually a pretty powerful card. In this deck, especially having the Icon of Ancestries is the other reason I have this, is because even if it does lose all of its counters, I think it's while it has a +1/+1 counter on it, okay, so it still can go down to 1, but at least we can keep it around anyway. And so the other thing about Icon of Ancestry, look 3 deep into our cards. We can find any knight that we have. In our lands, Castle Lockwing draws cards. 1 Witch's Cottage. I decided to go ahead and throw it in here. I didn't really feel like having Blast Zones or any colorless lands. You could maybe go with like 1 Mobilized District and be good. But this was just bringing back more creatures from our graveyard was great. We're going to be a little bit more aggressive so we can swing in with these guys, and that'll be nice to have. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into the gameplay, see how this one does for us, and wish me luck. All right, up against Mountain Man, and I'm at 94% on my standard ranking right now. In Mythic, I got up to 99%, Like, I was just dominating one day, and then all of a sudden, I just lost every single match, and it was brutal. All right, what are we up against? Healer's Hawk, okay. We're gonna go ahead and just throw out this Order of Midnight. Can't block, but they may forget about that. There's a lot of people that forget whether or not this can block. It's like, because Fairy Vandal, or no, Brazen Borrower can't block creatures with anything but flying, sometimes we can get a pretty good hit with it. All right, I'm debating if I want to hold on to this Backlance Paragon for when we see an Ajani Pridemate come out. They're going to be gaining life. We can just draw cards. Maybe go Icon of Ancestry, swing in, start racing, bring down 2 Knights on the next turn. Maybe Falmar Knight as a good blocker. I mean, that kind of stops them from swinging in for a while. So I want to be able to draw a card with that. Let's go ahead and Icon of Ancestry now. On Knights. We can set up the future turn, see what they've got going on. Next turn, we might just draw a card and play this Death Touch. Getting in for the early points of damage isn't terrible for us. They're going to gain lots of life, though. Up to 18. We need to get lots of Knights on the battlefield, too. This Life's Bounty is a little bit annoying with the Backlance Paragon. Let's just draw a card. Play out Falmar Knight. Knight of the Even Legion as a 2/3. Blocks a little bit more stuff. We just took 1 point of damage. They're going to take 3. I'd like to be able to play it. So let's swing in first. We can't block with this at all, so might as well just keep it back. Falmar Knight, as a 2/2 though, stops the Life's Bounty. They might sacrifice to kill this, which would be a pretty good play. If they leave that up, we'll probably just hold on to it. Taking 2 is not that big of a deal. We should be able to gain enough life to handle that. I'm loving this Order of Midnight though. I mean, it's done work already. All right, gives it lifelink, or sorry, not gives it flying. My bad. That's not good. Now they have a good blocker for us. Okay, Swamp. We're up to 5 lands, so we can go Knight of the Even Legion, Curry Favor, Smitten Swordmaster, Curry Favor. We want to hold off and play the Backlance Paragon as well. Here, let's do this first. Swing in. I'm assuming that Daxos blocks this Order of Midnight. Yeah, so we go Backlance Paragon. Lifelink Death Touch, kill the Daxos. Knight of the Even Legion. Curry Favor for 4. And I think I'm going to hold on to the other one. It's a little bit greedy, but that extra point of damage is nice. And we don't really have anything else going on for us right now, so pass the turn. Knight grows, and we're in pretty commanding position. I mean, they could just have Heliod and all these things start happening. Healer's Hawk probably gonna do more damage by swinging. Not leaving enough mana for the Life's Bounty though, which is great. Okay, that's also great. Okay, how much damage do we get in with? They gain 1 life here. I'm just debating if we're actually going to have more by just Curry Favor. We can get 5 damage here, bring him down to 8, swing in. They block Backlance Paragon and probably here. Take another 5. Let's swing in first and maybe Cavalier of Night afterwards. I guess we can hold off on that one. Curry Favor now. Spin Swordmaster. I should have... Keeping them with a smaller board is not bad at all either here. Yeah, I think we swing in with everything. Keep that life total low. If they keep any blockers back for the next turns, we can Cavalier of Night. They have to block the two big things, I think, to keep themselves alive. I guess not quite, but... Falmar Knight has Death Touch, though. They may have forgotten that. I don't see a way that they can come back unless they're playing board wipes, which isn't typical. Okay, Giant Killer, that's fine. Plays it out. Good game. Game. All right, sweet. And yeah, there you go. That was exactly what this deck can do, and I'm really loving the Icon of Ancestry. I think 2 is exactly right, where we want to see it. We don't have to, but I'd love to see it once a game if possible. And that's typically where you want it for that kind of thing. You want about 2 copies. 2 copies means that you want to see 1 in the game, but like it's okay if it's like the late game or whatever. It happens sometimes during the game. 3 copies is like, okay, I never want to see 2, but I want to see it pretty consistent. And 4 is like, okay, I want to be seeing a hand like this. This is actually really good. Lots of Night of the Ebon Legions. It's very hard for people to deal with, especially if we hit that 3rd land. The Black Lance Paragon also helps it out a bit. Okay, go Knight, pass the turn. Swing in. Well, yeah, just play the other 2 Knights here. Hope for no like flame sweeps or board wipes. That'll take a while to get to, though. Honestly, we might just pump these guys for the next couple of turns and just get in the damage, start pumping these guys like crazy. It should be enough to win games. Robber of the Rich. Let's see if they swing in. Actually, swinging is fine because we have, yeah, no blocks. We'll take it. That's fantastic for us right now. We have so few cards in hand that Robber's not going to do anything for a while. Yeah, just activate the ability, get in for as much as we can, start growing these guys. Now they're going to be nearly impossible to deal with. And if, basically, if they have Annex into Embercleave, we're in trouble. But Black Lance Paragons should help. Yeah, attack in. Doesn't block. How much damage we have here? We have... How much damage do they have if they have the Embercleave? They go up to 5, 6, 12, 14. We still win. Yeah, I think we're good. I hope so. Down to 4. I mean, that's just about as good as it gets. Night of the Ebon Legion, having 3 of them start pumping, it's really hard to deal with. It's one of the best things in the game. Okay, Torbrand. Torbrand is difficult as well. It just swings in with 1. That doesn't save you, though. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. And Torbrand is annoying because now if they have the Embercleave, we're in trouble. We can play out the Order of Midnight. Here, let's do this. Swing in. They have to block with everything. They actually kill everything as well. But let's go ahead and kill Torbrand while keeping a creature on board. Actually, let's see. We get to keep him on board if we just pump him, huh? He does 4 damage. Yeah, I guess so. The only reason I'm swinging in here is because I need their board cleared. What they had on board is pretty bad for us. They get 4 more guys back, but like if they had the Ember Cleave, basically no matter how we blocked, we were going to be losing from that point. So I think swinging in, clearing their board, getting a restart here. Hopefully we start getting some life gain effects and just like curry favors, play out creatures, get curry favors. Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Kill the Torbrand, gain some life while we do it. I think that's our only hope here. We're definitely dead if he stays on board. He has to block. We can keep Knight of the Ebon Legion around, but then we're dead on the backswing. So we have to go Blacklands Paragon to even stay alive. So gain life, go back up to 7. Just pray that... Oh wait, do they have us with Castle Embereth? We have to block. If they have a shock, if they have anything, we're dead. Phoenix of Ash. That's less bad. Swings in. I mean, if they have any damage dealing spell, we're dead anyway. So no blocks. We're going to try to finish him off. Curry favor off the top. Oh, he can pump himself. Right, yeah, we're dead anyway. Alright, good game. Oh my goodness. We had like the most busted start, but we didn't draw lands after that point. And we really needed that 4th land. Yeah, that happens sometimes. We had 23 lands in the deck. I feel like we ought to have been able to get there, but... Oh, that's frustrating. We have a lot of removal in this, so we're going to go ahead and keep it. Even just playing this Smitten Swordmaster on for 2 mana, where we don't get the curry favor, is fine. Here we're up against another Jeff Gooden. Okay, Fervent Champion, that's annoying. Can't really block that with anything. In case there's a Robber of the Rich, we'll hold on to the Blacklands Paragon. Murder Strider will be nice, hopefully. We may need to hold it up against some of this stuff. Okay, Runaway Steamkin. I'd like to be able to flash this in and block that, but we'll go ahead and take our beats here. Can't block as a first strike. Blacklands Paragon. Target yourself. Yep. I guess I could target him. And this is where we want Osworn Knight. So actually, we swing in. Yeah, Osworn Knight, this is where we want it. It's a great blocker against mono red, where they really can't be swinging through it. It's not going to do much damage at all. Bam, we got a sweet blocker. If you want to spell a few shock spells, I mean, it takes 4 to kill this. Burn spells. The issue is tramples, because if damage would be dealt to him, I'm actually not sure how it works. If it'll try to do all of the damage, it prevents all damage, and so all trample damage should go all the way through to face instead. So that is the one issue with prevent damage, especially the way that this is worded. But having 2 of these in a row will be sweet. If we hit land, knight, and this, good stuff. And then we'll go Curry Favor. We should just be able to win from that. We'll see, though. I mean, mono red is just busted. All right, 4 cards left. Are they going to play into something else here? Start stealing our stuff. We may kill the Robber of the Rich at that point. All right, block the Steamkin. Take 3. Shocks, that's fine. Oh, they don't know how it works. Oh, I love it. All right, down to 2. Oathsworn Knight does take a big hit. That's fine. So we'll swing in for 5. I'd love to have another one here, but Oathsworn Knight number 2. I just totally cracked. That was terrible. Robber the Rich is going to be able to swing back, but I think that with Curry Favor, as long as our stuff survives, we might just want to take the hit. Let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We can get out hopefully another knight or 2 past that. So we can block one thing. Because we can still get it with Curry Favor, so let's go ahead and block something. I mean, it's just the safer play. I'm assuming Embercleave comes out. Okay. So they get a hit twice here, which is annoying. We do go down quite a bit, so we need to hit land. Wait, the damage doesn't go through? Is that really how that works? All right, let me figure this out. So swing in. Knight of the Even Legion, so 5. Let's get out our 5th knight. And Curry Favor. And kick in. Woo! Alright, so first match against Mono Red didn't go so well, but the second match went great. And there we go, back up to 95%. Let's do it. Alright, up against Izzurgert. This isn't an amazing hand. On the play, this is really good. I kind of missed the Oathsworn Knight. Oathsworn Knight, if we hit our 3rd land, I think we have a great curve here. We get to hold up some removal, some life gain against aggro. Not up against mono red. Oh, all right, there we go. This deck actually is pretty difficult for us. We go for as much damage as we can. Swing them in. Order of Midnight. Pass the turn. Man, this deck is so annoying. We need to hit land here. Okay, perfect. Land hit. Swing them in. And I think we just kill this Priest of Forgotten Gods. I think I'd rather just not have that on the board. And we have another one for the Mayhem Devil, so... 'cause that's the other thing that we really don't want to see, the Mayhem Devil. Down to 15. We're down to 17, which isn't great either, but... Okay, it has another Priest. Stuck on 2 lands. Okay, we definitely want to kill this one then. Alright, do the same thing. I mean, also just putting out bodies wouldn't be terrible. Oathsworn Knight seems like it'd be pretty good here. Yeah, okay. Just same thing again. You take 3, we take 2. That's how we race. Oh, yeah. I don't know why he's not swinging at the Cauldron Familiar. We'll swing all in. I'm assuming they just block with the goat and sack it. Yeah. And this is where we bring out the Oathsworn Knight. Oathsworn Knight gonna be pretty good and aggressive for us. I'd love to get this Cavalier of Night as well. Sacking Order of Midnight's pretty nice. Except it is one of our most evasive swingers, but we can bring it back on the next turn. I just would hate to miss out on our main damage dealer at this point. Destruction spells do still work against him. Which this deck I don't think has a ton. I think a lot of it is damage dealing. They might run a couple like E2 extinctions or something. I'm not really sure. Claim the Firstborn. Okay. Yeah, that's annoying. Has to attack when able. That's really annoying. Dude, that's such a good card. Woe Strider number 2. All right, now we have to play defensively, and we don't have a blocker. This is getting scurry, guys. Really scurry. Even these Woe Striders are just about ready to be coming back anyway. How many do they need? Well, that's pretty nice. A Witch's Cottage. 2 on top of the library. When this dies, comes to the back to the graveyard. Do we just want something better on top? If we play, okay, take action, put it on top. Attack. Order of Midnight. The main thing we want here is just a 4/5 lifelinker. If it dies, we can bring back this Order of Midnight just fine. If we hit the land next turn, we get double Murder Strider. Hopefully we get run into Gary soon as well. Sacrifice. We have to be blocking this next turn. But man, we're getting damage down. Yeah, we sacked the Order of Midnight. Kill the Woe Strider. I kind of forgot we were going to be able to kill something. I mean, how many cards do they have to have in the graveyard? 4 other cards. So they're pretty close already. They could even sack the Cauldron Familiar to bring it back, which might not be a terrible play. Midnight Reaper. Ooh, hey, anything that dies. Oh, that's actually really good for us. The life gain was annoying there. Okay, Oathsworn Knight. Man, maybe we just want those Murder Striders. I just realized our life total is really low. If they have a Mayhem Devil, we're just screwed. Yeah, okay. Order of Midnight. I guess not completely dead. We can swing it with this Cavalier of Night. What would they do? Just block with Midnight Reaper? Maybe a Cauldron Familiar to try to draw more cards? If we have a Gary on the top, this is so good. If we lose this, we just bring back Order of Midnight. We get to have another attack. If they don't hit, Knight of the Evil Legion starts growing. I'm assuming they'd block so they can draw some cards. Do I want to give them a draw is the question. They get the Scry anyway. They probably block Scry, kill it. So we'll say no attacks. I'd rather have it ready for the defense so we can at least gain the 4 life. Okay, keeps it on top. Dude, Rakdos is hard to play against. Gutter Bones. Okay, lots and lots of things on the board. We have to swing in. Ooh. Okay, down to 8, 6. Dude, we're so close to victory here. I guess we swing with everything. We have to swing with Oathsworn Knight. Swing, swing. They're going to take damage from blocking this, right? Let's see. So we get to do 2 here with Order of Midnight. Down to 6. Take a damage from drawing a card. Down to 5. Play Murder Strider, Curry Favor. That should be lethal. I don't want to lose any other creatures while we're going at it. I guess Cavalier of Night's fine to swing in with. Okay, swing like this. Because now even if they block something else, that's totally fine. We're going to bring... If they do find a way to kill Cavalier of Night, we can bring back Order of Midnight. Still have the Curry Favor. Only 1 mana left up for them, so they shouldn't be able to have interaction that stops any of this. Not swinging with Knight of the Ebon Legion, it probably is looking really weird to them. Man, having 7 of these cards that can just like end the game or flip it in so much. I mean, this will be 1 mana deal 5 to you. I love it. All right, yeah, they're just letting 2 through, taking 2 points of damage though from sacrificing stuff. Doesn't kill Midnight Reaper first. Okay, that's even better. Keep something on top. Probably their best thing is like Witch's Oven and Mayhem Devils. Yeah, 1 more to you, down to 4. Murder Strider and Curry Favor. There we go. Woo! All right, sweet. That was good. All right. Honestly, the Rakdos Sack deck is the one I've had the most troubles against, just with the types of decks that I play, because it's really good against the tempo type of decks. I feel like because it has a lot of early game things that if they resolve, there's just like no interaction to it, and if they get a Mayhem Devil out, they're just kind of done for. This deck is a little bit more aggro than it is tempo, and so it works pretty well against it, but I think that we have to have the right start. Speaking of the right start, if we get to these Oathsworn Knights, I love this hand. Otherwise, it's kind of meh, but I mean, Order of Midnight, even just that swinging in for a few turns, and we got a 3rd land. We're in good shape. Up against Burio. Sounds like a character from a Shakespeare play. Okay, Jeskai. Shocking themselves for what? It's got to be a Quench, right? So we just flash in Black Lance Paragon instead. Yeah, we'll just pass the turn. Teferi will be annoying, especially now with that. Well, we do still flash something in, give him something to bounce, because otherwise he doesn't bounce and it's harder to kill him.
My responsibility. Don't make this. Might be a bad idea.
Now the question is, Shadow this guy is probably coming on the next turn. Do I go for 2 creatures or do I just go for the Oathsworn Knight? But 2 creatures more likely to kill Teferi. Let's go for Oathsworn Knight. Keep Black Lance Paragon for when they do shatter. Hopefully we can play that afterwards. But Jeskai, I'm not sure if they're running Storm's Wrath. No, they wouldn't be because it also hits their Planeswalkers. This is going to be a hard matchup, especially because we had a slow start.
Time.
If they hit the Fire Zone Invention, we're in trouble. Are they running Brazen Borrowers? Are they running... like, what else is happening here? We'll probably just play out Midnight Reaper for next turn. In case there is a board wipe, we can start drawing cards. It's a good body. Hopefully we find land for Knight of the Even Legion as well. Alright, so they ticked up to Fairy, so they can... Okay, they just play Fae of Wishes. Alright. Alright, attack in with Oathsworn Knight first at Teferi. If they have a way of dealing damage to it, it'll go down to a 3/3. Before it hits Fae Wishes, so we'll hold on to the Black Lance Paragon just to guarantee this guy dies. We would prefer that. They could also just bring it back to hand. No, it goes for a mountain. Interesting. Okay, stomps it. Whoa, whoa, oh, we can't flash stuff in. Oops. In that case, maybe we just Murderous Rider this Teferi. I forgot about the not being able to flash things in. Yeah, we're in trouble now. Is Teferi the worst thing for us? Honestly, a lot of our stuff we're fine having it come back to our hand. Let's play another Oathsworn Knight, pass the turn. We can Murderous Rider on the next turn. Teferi getting up to 3 is not that scary. It's once he gets up to 4 and starts bouncing more things.
Don't worry, I got this.
This might be one of the hardest matchups for our deck, especially if we don't have the fast start. Shocks themselves, 5 mana, Sark in the Masterless. Well, glad we held on to Murderous Rider, because that's more important to kill.
Magnificent!
Alright, Swift and kill you. I have to attack, so swing it to Fairy. The main thing I wanted to do there is now it's not going to take a damage from that, so something's going to die. I'm guessing Fae Wishes hit blocks here. They may want to be able to go to the sideboard though, but I'm guessing they're going to have more Fae Wishes. Alright, so Fae Wishes deadly. All sorts of dead-like. Oathsworn Knight is also something that we're fine having it come back. Like that's really not that. If it gets bounced, that's great. Can't Felmar Knight at instant speed. I gotta remember that. Untaps. Taps again. Interplanar Beacon gonna be annoying for us. Narset. Okay. Now Felmar Knight's not gonna be really good at all. I think they just have too much card advantage for us. And they got the Fires of Invention. Most likely we're done for. Yeah, just sacrifices the Teferi to bounce there. And now I think we're just going to be too slow. Might as well swing at the dragon. I mean, we're not going to have anything hasty really in these colors. Yeah. This is all sorts of not good. At least Teferi's gone. That's something, right? I mean, we're not completely out of the game because we do have big swings in this deck. The issue is the board wipes and that they have 2 massive creatures. You know, that's also bad. But let's see here. What do we play? We might just want card draw. Actually, Oathsworn Knight, a really good blocker against the Bone Crusher Giant. So we play Oathsworn Knight again. Play out Knight of the Even Legion? Falmire Knight. We can't draw with it. We'll go Knight of the Even Legion. Pass the turn. We can still just build a big board. Hopefully we get to Gary before they go board wipe. And they may hold on to it longer than they should because we're not going to be a big threat to them for a while. But Gary can change that up really quickly. Elspeth Conquers Death. That's annoying. Fire's Invention, then probably plays the Elspeth Conquers Death to get a Oath-Sworn Knight. Swings in for 8. We cry a little inside. Oh man. Yeah, this is one of the harder matchups for sure. Doesn't swing with Bone Crushy. Interesting. I mean, protecting Narset, I guess. Midnight Reaper might just kill us as well. Murder Strider doesn't seem good enough, but maybe the Thalmire Knight. We at least have some life gain back. So let's go Murder Strider. Go Thalmire Knight. No attacks, pass the turn. Just try to get knights on the battlefield. If we can get a big curry favor with a Smitten Swordmaster, not this turn but the next one because of Elspeth Conquers Death, then, maybe then, we can survive this dragon. That's a little bit scurry. So I think either we need to hit land in Gary. Definitely Clarion, okay. It's probably just game. That was why I was thinking Midnight Reaper, but then we would have taken 3 more damage there. Be down to 3. I'm not sure we can come back from that. Yeah. Yeah, this is most likely just like the worst possible thing that could happen. We didn't even hit the land that we needed there. They have another Deafening Clarion. Playing this Midnight Reaper is just death. But that's what we're going for. We're doing it. If we hit land, next turn we can go Black Lance, maybe even gain some life with a swing in, and then we can curry favor, get even more life. Now we can't swing at all because of Sark in the Masterless. Oh right, that's bad. He ticks up, he wins. Alright, good game. Yeah, okay. We'll let him swing. Such a good deck. I think this is just the version that they built for the event, and I think that they did a really good job with that version. Just improve upon it a little bit, and it's a good deck. Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and end it there. Do a little wrap up on this deck because I think the deck list is powerful. I think that I don't think we even saw one Gary that entire game, like this entire time, which is a little bit frustrating because it honestly is a huge swing. We got to see the curry favor and how big that happened. We have a lot of pips in these cards, and not a ton, but we get to put a lot of things out in the battlefield, and they're pretty resilient. And so I've been impressed with this deck. I think that it's really good and it's fun. Kind of bummed that we didn't get to see Gray Merchant come out, but you know, that's just how it goes sometimes. Honestly, it's frustrating, but that's why you guys got to try this out. Check it out, test it out, and if you guys want to see more of this one, put it in the comments below. I will do multiples if you guys really want me to. I haven't done it in the past, but I can start doing that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.